do I really need to get up in the morning? Do I really need to go to that gym? Do I really need to do all that sparring? But Deontay Wilder making a return, he's probably seen the hype around Anthony Joshua versus Usyk, and everything that's going on. And funny enough, it's the way they've officially announced his fight in the week that Anthony Joshua was taking on Alexander Usyk. Coincidence much? I think not, but you know how boxing goes, trying to get the hype and things like that. And another thing I feel like maybe Deontay Wilder was looking at was obviously the situation with Tyson Fury. This buzzing around that Tyson Fury is going to be retiring, and Tyson Fury no longer has the Ring magazine now, and also it's like the WBC. I think they've given him an ultimatum as to are you fighting or not. Like, I think they've given like a week after the AJ fight, probably just giving an opportunity to decide if he wants to fight AJ or Usyk or whatever. So Deontay Wilder can probably see a potential slot in there to maybe pick up that WBC again. I believe this fight with Deontay Wilder, Robert Helenius actually counts as an eliminator, I believe. So Deontay Wilder is probably, if he beats Robert Helenius, which I believe he will, spark him out in devastating fashion. I believe Deontay Wilder will be set up potentially for a fight for a vacant WBC if Tyson Fury was to actually retire, and that WBC eliminator could be against either Joseph Parker or Joe Joyce, who I believe are number 2 and number 3. I think Joyce is number 2, Parker's number 3 in the WBC. So we could see Deontay Wilder fighting one of those guys, for a vacant WBC if Tyson Fury was to actually retire, which a lot of people are questioning. But if he has lost the Ring magazine, I don't know if he was going to be stripped of the Ring magazine, and then he decided to, just say he's retired and say that he, release it. But we'll have to wait and see what happens. But Deontay Wilder versus Robert Helenius is quite an interesting fight because Robert Helenius actually was sparring Deontay Wilder, I believe, for the second fight or the third fight against Fury. Maybe both, or I definitely know for the third fight he was sparring. So he's going to be actually taking on this guy. So they probably do. I don't know what kind of sparring sessions they did, full on sparring or whatever. So they probably are quite, at least they've been in the ring and seen each other physically, that how the matchup would look. Obviously not under the lights and with all the fans, but two men in a ring, they know what it's like seeing each other in the ring already. So I don't think Deontay Wilder will take this fight if he didn't feel like he can come back and put this and not and put. He can come back after losing to Fury and just knock this guy out. He knows he can beat this guy, and he definitely could beat Robert Helenius. Still, Robert Helenius. What I'll say about him is that he's shown a lot more confidence of late, especially his 2 wins against Adam Kownacki has definitely given him more confidence. First knockout win, second knockout win, stopping Kownacki, someone that was notoriously known for being durable, have a good chin, just knocked him out. And that's one thing Robert Helenius has always had. He's always had that power. Sometimes his demeanor hasn't looked the best in the ring, or maybe some other things. He hasn't looked great, but he can hit very hard. And he probably, if he can knock out Deontay Wilder, Robert Helenius has nothing to lose. He's, and everything to gain. If he beats Deontay Wilder, everyone's going to be talking about Helenius, and there's going to be a lot of big fights out there for him. And Wilder can't afford to lose to Robert Helenius, or it's over. So interesting matchup, October 15th. I just at the Barclays Center, Deontay Wilder was talking about that's where he likes to fight. I think that's where he knocked out Luis Ortiz. I think that's where he knocked out Dominic Brazil as well. So he seems to have a habit of getting some serious highlight reels in that arena. So is he gonna put Robert Helenius to sleep? Is he gonna put Helenius into snooze mode? The alarm was on for the right hand, and then he slipped it into snooze mode, and Robert Helenius went to sleep. Is that what's gonna happen to Helenius, or is Helenius gonna surprise everyone and beat Deontay Wilder? Obviously, it's the first time we've seen Deontay Wilder not fighting Fury for a while. He got knocked out in the first fight. He got knocked out in the third fight. In the second fight, the towel got thrown in, but effectively he took a lot of punishment. And in the third fight, he ended up getting knocked out. In the fight, he did valiantly do well. He did well. He dropped Fury twice, but he wasn't still able to get it done. So, is there any residue of punishment that's taken that's still going to show in terms of punch resistance or anything like that? We have to wait and see. And obviously, Helenius is a can punch. If you hang your chin out to dry for Helenius, you might be sleeping yourself. So We're interested to see what kind of version of Deontay Wilder we will see. And like I said, they have sparred each other, so they probably Wilder might be probably quite familiar with what Helenius is capable of, and probably looking to set up a highlight reel, Dominic Brazil style, spectacular flash knockdown, flash knockout. So it's gonna be interesting, man. Make sure you guys like the video, share the video, drop your comments in the comment section below. Do you feel like this is a good fight? Excuse me, for Deontay Wilder? I know some people are talking about shouldn't he fight Parker, Joe Joyce. Parker and Joe Joyce are tied up. They're fighting in the WBO for WBO mandatory shot. So there are a lot of the other top potential contenders are pretty much tied up if you do think about it. Usyk's fighting AJ. We've already seen Wilder fight. We've already seen Wilder fight Tyson Fury. Like I said, Joe Joyce and Parker are fighting themselves. Dillian White, who just came off a knockout loss to Tyson Fury. So I don't think Dillian White's talking about looking to come back in the ring in November. Andy Ruiz is fighting Luis Ortiz. So to be honest, there's not really any good quality names that's kind of free right now. So, and Helenius, I think he's got the WBC gold belt or something like that. I think I saw something like that somewhere. So, and he's a PBC fighter as well. So, you know, it's a good comeback fight against a guy that can actually punch in Robert Helenius. So if you can go out there, get a highlight reel knockout, everyone's going to be talking about Deontay Wilder again. And if he can somehow wind his way in to get the WBC, if Fury actually does retire in quotations, then, you know, we could see Deontay Wilder potentially setting up a, what do you call it now, undisputed fight against Usyk or Usyk or Anthony Joshua. And I'm very sure they will be looking to set that up if they do pick up the WBC, because there's not many other big fights out there for Deontay Wilder, in my opinion. I'm looking at Anthony Joshua, Usyk, and Andy Ruiz. And apart from those three, then if he does fight maybe a Parker or Joyce, I don't think he's going to fight a Joyce for the sake of it. And I don't think, maybe he could fight a Parker WBO champion, former WBO champion, if he wants to, or maybe if a WBC eliminator, he might be WBC eliminator to decide who's the mandatory. Maybe he might be forced to fight Joe Joyce or Parker. But in terms of voluntaries agreeing to fight, I feel like Anthony Joshua, Andy Ruiz, especially those two in particular, they're definitely up there. The Mexican fan base, you know, Ruiz taking on Deontay Wilder, and obviously Anthony Joshua, we know about Anthony Joshua, and obviously Usyk as well. If you know, definitely a name that will be interesting to see Deontay Wilder fight someone like Alexander Usyk. Styles make fights, so it's going to be a very interesting clash. But lots of fights out there still for, couple fights out there still for Deontay Wilder. Obviously, he's getting a bit older now. I've noticed his reflex don't look exactly like it did a couple of years ago, maybe 5-6 years ago. But the guy, if he lands the right hand, like Wilder likes to say, is bam, he'll be good night. So drop your comments in the comment section below. Let me see what you guys are saying about this fight and what you think about the future for Deontay Wilder in the heavyweight division. Cool.